I said, yeah. He goes, well, if you see that high rye bourbon, let me know. I said, all right, I'll let you know. And I saw a store that dropped it, and it was came and it went. And then another store that I go to frequently had it on their website. So I sent Gandhi a link, and I said, you should be able to order this and just tell them that I will pick it up. And then 15 minutes later, I get a message from Dave. Hey, I ordered one of those bottles too. Can you pick it up for me? I said, sure, no problem. I said, well, if I'm picking up a bottle for Gandhi and for Dave, I might as well order one myself. So I went down there and was able to pick up the 3 bottles. And
sure, appreciate
they sold
it.
out that they sold out that day. Later on that day, they were all gone. So
that was a good pop.
Yeah.
I'm using the Stay Trashy.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Actually,
I figured I'd
got
over pour
that
this
too.
because that's what I'll
see,
drink this for the rest of the night.
you guys are one up of me already. I just went with a regular Glen. See?
Okay, I just poured 4 ounces. Okay, so
Okay. Yeah, you can go pretty deep on those
it's
glasses.
gonna
You
be
gotta
a good
careful.
one.
You got to be careful. So, you know what I mean? Gets you in trouble, Gandhi.
So these glasses, I was saying, I love them. The nose you get on this thing is incredible. But if you do have one of these glasses, be very careful because it's not a Glencairn. It holds a lot of liquid. So you got to pour shallow. Otherwise, you can get messed up pretty quickly. And you're like, man, I only had one drink. Why am I feeling the way I feel? Because these glasses are deep. So you don't want to go too deep. And that's what she said.
So without further ado, let me bring the man, the myth, the legend up here. Mr. Whiskey Wisdom himself. So hold on a second. Let me get him up here on stage.
Man, I really don't want to be on this show. Oh, what's up, brother? How you doing, Mikey?
What's going on, Matt?
I love that intro, man. Just a silent countdown. Everybody can just appreciate their own thoughts, a little meditation. It was nice.
When I started watching and everything like that, I think I was hanging out with RJ, and he said, "Hey, my buddy's going back to streaming. We got to watch him and everything like that." So he gave us a link, and we all jumped on your show on Friday night. And I remember sitting there when your show started, I was like, "Holy shit!" I said, "Look at this." You had all that intro stuff and all. I was like, "Wow, this guy's like." I said, "What the hell is he? How the hell does he do all this shit, man?" You know, and then your camera came up and you were standing where you're standing, and the bottles. I was like, "My God, look at all the bottles this guy got." Little did I know we become friends. It's kind of crazy.
There you go.
So that would have been funny if I fell down. I just realized there's a little groundhog.
It's a Saturday night. Y'all know why. We're rolling live with WV Bourbon Guy. Glass on the table, bottle in hand. We're talking hometown stories from a laid-back land. From the hills to your sofa, come and pull up a chair. We're sharing poles with friends, glad to see you there. WV Bourbon Guy, we're live tonight, sharing poles with friends, everything feels light. Hit that like, drop a comment, pull up and stay, sharing the fun, don't you click away. WV Bourbon Guy, we're live tonight, yeah, we're sharing poles with friends by the neon light. little slow burn. Every sip's a good excuse to laugh and learn. So tell us where you're watching, type your story in the line, hit that share for the party, let it spread online. WB Bourbon Guy, we're live tonight, sharing pose with friends, everything feels right. Hit that like, drop a comment, pull up and stay, sharing the fun, don't you click away. WB Bourbon Guy, we're live tonight, yeah, we're sharing pose with friends by the neon light. Oh yeah. Raise that glass to the chat rolling by. Oh yeah. We're all side by side under one brown sky. WB Bourbon Guy, we're live tonight, sharing pause with friends. Everything feels right. Hit that like, top a comment, pull up and stay, sharing the fun, don't you click away. WB Bourbon Guy, we're live tonight, sharing pause with friends on a Saturday night.
Alrighty. So, DMC, congrats. You are the lucky winner of our free duck this evening, and I apologize. So, I'm looking up right now. I've changed my setup a little bit. I got a second monitor that I'm actually using a TV, so I'm going to see how this works. I just realized that I'm staring up in the air and not staring at the camera, but let me know if that's annoying, and I might go back to my other setup. But right now, this is going to see what we're going to do. So cheers, everybody. Appreciate you being here. Another fun filled, crazy Saturday night. So last week I was in the middle of absolutely nowhere, Western Tennessee, hanging out in a beautiful home and raising some money for a great charity. So if you guys did not see the video that I released this week, it is a little bit of a snip of the time that Kevin and I were speaking. Kevin's the owner of Colpick. So he did start the Carrie Lynn Foundation, and the channel, we donated $520 something to the charity. So the extra $20 was to make sure that the credit card payment went through. So I used my Venmo card, and that payment was sent. I did put a post up on the channel to celebrate that, but please go check out that video if you haven't already. It's a great cause, and go to the Colpick website, check out the video that Kevin funded through PBS. It'll get you. It's pretty impactful, and I think it's an important story, and just so important to share, right? So real quickly, I'm gonna get ready to say hello to everybody, but first and foremost, tonight it's all about tomorrow's Father's Day, right? So for those of you who are fortunate enough to still have your dad, that is awesome. I lost my dad about 5 years ago, so he's no longer with me, but my father-in-law is still with me. He's living down in Florida, and my wife is actually traveling back this evening. So you may hear the dogs go crazy upstairs. I don't know what time she's supposed to get in. probably about 10:30. So hopefully this we'll be getting ready to wrap up, and it won't be too crazy. But she was down there visiting them this past week and everything like that. So um, this is my dad, and you know, great guy, made me who I am today. So what I want to do is, before I get started, let's go ahead, and if you're drinking something and you have a glass, let's raise a glass to the dads, to the special someone if you don't have a dad, to your adopted dad, whatever it may be, the special person in your life that gave you meaning. Cheers to them. Right. So, want to make sure I recognize what the day is tomorrow and everything like that. So, thank you everybody for stopping by, hanging out. You know, I know you a lot of things you can do on a Saturday night, and I appreciate you chose to come hang out here with me and spend a few hours, talk a little bit, share a few pours, maybe win some things, that kind of stuff. So um I put it in chat when everybody was kind of saying what they were drinking, but I'm sipping on this tonight. This is something I opened up a few weeks back. So absolutely love it. The proof point on this is spot on. I think the standard single barrel from Evan Williams is super flavorful at that lower proof point, but this proof point here, the 117.76, is just, I think, spot on for those particular bottles. So I guess let me know what you're drinking. That would be cool, right? Alrighty. So real quick, let me pull up, see if I did do a bigger version of chat here. So Mr. Dave Vogelsang, cheers to you, my friend. Appreciate you being here. You know, we had a late night last night. Whew, my butt is dragging. Oh my God. I tell you. Jeremy Dirks, cheers to you. Hey, Jerry, appreciate you being here. What's up, Jim? Appreciate you being here. Cheers to you. Righty. Peter White, cheers to you. What's up, Cajun? How you doing, Jody? Appreciate you being here. Cheers. Patrick Littledew, cheers to you, buddy. Man, Patrick and Mr. Brian Callahan had an epic hunt yesterday. Whew, I tell you, wild, crazy. CJP, cheers to you. Appreciate you being here. Hopefully you're doing well, Corey. And Beer, Bike, Bourbon, Run. So you can put in what your first name is if you don't mind sharing. I would rather call you by your first name than Beer, Bike, Bourbon, Run, but I can do that as well because that's a mouthful. And I may not remember the name. It's going to take me a couple of weeks, but hey, we'll figure it out. Appreciate you being here. Righty. Actually, this is a lot better going through. What's up, Gandy? Cheers to you, buddy. Appreciate you being here. I was worried you were hanging out with DMC over there, and I thought maybe you had a few too many pours early, and you tend to fall asleep pretty good sometimes when you're doing that. So I was a little worried about you, buddy. Appreciate you being here. Righty. We're rolling down to it. Hey, Charles. Cheers to you, buddy. Hopefully it's not too hot down there in FLA. What's up, Jackie? Cheers to you, man. It was absolute pleasure sharing some pours with you last week and meeting you in person, man. We had a blast. That place, it is Hillbilly Jurassic Park, and it is I guess Hillbilly Disneyland is what I would call it. Had a blast. Righty. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. There he is. What's up, Matt? Cheers to you, buddy. Appreciate you being here. It was fun last night, just hanging out, having a few pours and just sharing. just sharing and talking. That's the way it works, man. What's up, James Morgan? Cheers to you. Appreciate you being here. Hide that one. There he is. DMC. Appreciate you being here. Cheers to you. What's up, BBE? Colonel Fisher, I'm assuming. Cheers to you. Or are you and Deb hanging out together? Appreciate you being here. Miss Sandy Jones, cheers to you. I'm so happy that last week I finally got to meet you in person, even if it was only for a short period of time. It was great meeting you, and hopefully we'll be hanging out again when I get to Kentucky for Bourbon on the Banks, and we can share a few pours. What's up, Frank? Cheers to you, buddy. We missed you last week, but hopefully maybe we'll catch up on a future Bourbon and Balls adventure. Or I think you're going up to Bourbon on the Banks too, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully I'll meet you up there for the first time. That'd be awesome. Anyone else heading up to going to Bourbon on the Banks later this year? What's up, Mike? Cheers to you, buddy. Appreciate you being here. Please stay safe tonight, and thank you for your service, buddy. Righty. Hooey. Everybody saying hello to everybody. Making sure I'm not missing anybody new as I scroll down to the bottom. Oh. Buckeye Bourbon and Cigars. Cheers to you, buddy. Appreciate you being here. That is a newer name. What's up, Ian? Cheers to you. If your dad's with you, tell him I said hello and cheers as well. Righty. Let's see. Oops. Let me pull that one back. What's going on, Dennis? Cheers to you. And there's Mr. Keith Glandon. Cheers to you, buddy. So, had a chance to sync up with Keith last week. I was passing back through. I have to go past where he lives in West Virginia. So stopped and dropped off a few packages for him that I collected or we had on our trip last week in Kentucky. So couldn't have rained any harder when we met. It figures out. I'm pulling up, getting 5 minutes from the gas station where we're going to meet, and it starts to rain. And when I'm getting off the exit, it was like as if they had just like it was buckets coming down. It was just unbelievable. And I left that gas station and got back on the highway and literally drove. It was a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit, and I was going 35 miles an hour. We couldn't see anything. It was terrible. I was worried about, I'm in a rental car, worried about hydroplaning and everything like that. The roads were just covered in water. It was terrible. So made for a long ride home. Yeah. So I left Kentucky sometime on Sunday, and I got home to West Virginia, in my area, West Virginia, at 1:20 a.m. Monday morning. So this week has been just one hell of a week. I feel like I've never really caught up, and then hanging out last night, with the boys and everything like that. And that was fun too. So, okay, I think I'm caught up. Alrighty. Yeah, so last night we hung out and just a little meet and had some pours. Finally, okay, had a last pour, say goodbye to everybody, get everything turned off down here, and I go upstairs, and I've got a lab and a labradoodle, right? And they always want to go outside. So I figured, well, let me let them outside, because if they do their business, then let me be sleeping a little bit, get me a few extra hours of sleep. Well, turn the outside light on. Now I live in the middle of nowhere in West Virginia, and you have 10 acres, and it is pitch black outside at night. So I turn the big spotlight on, and as the spotlight is starting to come up, the dogs go flying off the porch, and there's a deer in my front yard. And I was like, oh, damn it, they're going to chase this deer into the woods, and then it's going to be a nightmare. And I got a little buzz going. So last thing I want to do is go running into the woods. And I didn't have sneakers. I had my sandals on and everything like that. And then I hear this noise, and I'm like, what the hell is that? So there was a little baby fawn that was laying in the grass, and my Labrador stopped dead when he was chasing the deer. And I was like, why is he stopping? And then I heard the baby, and then they chased the baby a little bit. Everybody's fine, but my God, it's like 15 minutes of craziness that they're running into the woods, coming out of the woods, and everything like that. And then they're all amped up on adrenaline. I'm amped up on adrenaline. I said, I just want to go to bed. And of course, this morning they're up very early because I don't think they even did any of their business because it was crazy with the deer. So I'm a little dragging today, but took a little nap this afternoon. I turned on the U.S. Open, and the guys were on. I guess the leaders were on hole 6, 7, and then when I woke up, they're like on like almost coming up like 17, 18. So I said, oh, okay, well, hopefully they're playing pretty well. But got a little siesta, logged into to Prescription Bourbon's live stream. Gandhi was on there, and now we're here hanging out and everything like that. So tonight, let me get this rolling here. So tonight I did pick up. So one of the things I came home with from Kentucky is the McBrayer. This is the commemorative 250-year bottle. So I'm going to open that up tonight. We did get a pour of that while we were at Colpick. One of the guys opened his bottle, and I enjoyed it, but we had so many pours that I was like, it's 105 proof. So it's not super proofy. It's got amazing flavor, but I just think it got washed out with everything else we were drinking and everything like that. So that's one of the bottles that's in the giveaway. And then let me move this Evan Williams over here real quick. And then we got, so this is the Bull Run. This was a pick between the Bakers, Big Vic's, Drifting Drams, Coffee, Dusty Dan, and Hello Again Whiskey Friends. So this is very good. It is an American whiskey finished in Oregon Pinot Noir casks, and it was finished for 44 months. So that has that traditional light whiskey note that I get, which is kind of a powdered pastry, and then the Pinot finish, it adds like a strawberry raspberry fruitiness to it. And I'm like, of course, being a former fat guy, that's like a strawberry or fruit filled powdered donut. And I was like, oh wow, that is really good. So one lucky person will get a chance to get a sample of that. And then picked this up before I went to Kentucky, and this is Tumble and Dice, which is one of my favorite brands. This is a 95.5 MGP, and this is a 13-year Tumble and Dice. So these guys are doing some amazing stuff. So we're gonna open that bad boy and sample on that a little bit. So anybody had Bull Run, McBrayer, Tumble and Dice? What are your thoughts? Do you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it? Let me know in the chat. Righty, let me gotta advertise that I'm here. Forgot to put that up there. And then for those of you, that's the link for Venmo. And those of you who don't do Venmo, I know people have my PayPal, so if you want to donate, that is great. If you don't, we're good with that as well. So before I get going here, let me just add Prescription Bourbon so I can close this. And this TV, it's not a big TV, but it's decent size. And of course, I got all this. I was down here getting all this stuff set up prior to turning on the getting ready for the stream and doing, last minute Charlie here. So reorganizing everything here in the basement. And I did not play around with the resolution on this thing. So it's a little, I don't know, maybe it's just me getting old. My eyes, I don't see well distance wise, and it's not that far, but it's a little blurry. Not going to lie. I'll admit it. Getting old. So, so let's see. Sandy saying McBrayer and Tumble and Dice are in your wheelhouse. Well, Sandy, that is awesome. I have so Proof and Wood is the producer that does Tumble and Dice, and I think they're up in the New England area. I think they're in Connecticut, right? But on the bottom of the bottle, it's saying that it says bottled by Proof and Wood Ventures in Lancaster, Kentucky. So that must be where they do the bottling and that kind of stuff. But I believe they're up in Connecticut where the headquarters is. And they do some pretty good stuff. I enjoy all the Tumble and Dice expressions, And when I saw these 13 years coming out, I was like, oh man, I have to get one. So I was fortunate enough to snag one at one of my local stores, which is awesome. So, alrighty, let me finish up on the Evan Williams. Let's see what anybody else is saying. Yep, CJP. Yes, I know you got that bull run pick. Yes, it was phenomenal. I think you went down there with Troy and Laura and grabbed one from the distillery before they shipped out. And speaking of, what's going on, bakers? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Yes, naps are necessary. I think when you reach a certain age, naps are something you should do. 100%. Hopefully you guys are doing well up there in the Pacific Northwest. I know Scotty texted earlier saying he wasn't going to be able to join. He's out in the middle of God only knows where. He's on another cruise, and he jumped on a little bit last night. The man he's the international man of mystery. Always going everywhere. So, real quickly, for those of you who haven't been following, or maybe I don't know if anybody's seen it yet or not seen it yet, but Matt from Whiskey Wisdom, so he's kind of not doing whiskey content anymore. So he's doing Gen X podcasts. So he's doing some stuff with his son, which is pretty cool. So he gets to, go through that experience with his child, which I think is freaking awesome. But a few years back, Matt and a bunch of other YouTubers had put together the Villains of Whiskey Tube. Well, it's back. Don't know if people have seen it yet, but there are 2 episodes that have come out, and Matt is to me is a genius when it comes to this kind of stuff, and he is doing all this in AI. So if you haven't had a chance to go check this out, go to Matt's channel. Let me do this here real quick. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Put me off to the side. Okay. So go to Matt's channel. So episode 7 is the first episode, and it's pretty good. And then this one here is the second episode, and it starts getting a little bit more intriguing. And there's someone maybe that is supposedly was mentioned at the end of this episode, so God only knows what's going to happen there, but it's pretty cool. So if you haven't had a chance, go check it out. I did put the links to the 2 episodes in the description of the live tonight, so go check them out. They are freaking awesome. And then if you didn't see this one, he did a little thing, Dave and Gandy, man. So this is a start of a beautiful bourbon ship, and that's pretty funny too. So Matt's been playing around with the AI stuff, and some pretty cool stuff. So go check that out if you haven't already. That would be awesome. I just wanted to make sure I got that out there for that. So, and I know he's working on, I think he has the entire season that he's trying to get done. He's got it all mapped out and all kind of planned. Doesn't have it all done yet, but he's going to start maybe releasing one every week or so and everything like that. And then I think it's on his channel. Let me look here real quick before I pull it up again. So I thought he put something out there, but I think he had said he was going to do possibly a farewell stream or a final stream, I think August 1st, which I think is a Saturday. So I won't go that night. It'll be Matt's night, and he's going to go through and do that. So as we get closer to that, because going into another week, next week's last week in June, and then we're in July already. It's crazy. The year is like half over already. It's just nuts, absolutely nuts. So programming note, next week, I believe I am going to be joined by the legend himself, Mr. Dave Vogelsang. And CA Scotty has sent both of us a handful of different, it's a blind. So Dave and I are going to sample through. I'm not sure. I think Scotty may join us as well, hopefully. And, we'll see if Scotty can put, I know Dave cheats, but we're not going to do any more competitions. It's going to be kind of just sipping through, talk about what we're trying and that kind of stuff. So I do not know if we're going to make it through all the samples, because I want to say there's like 7 or 8, and I don't know if I can get through all of that and still do everything that I need to do. So we'll see what's going to happen there. But that's next week, and then I wanted to ask everybody. So 4th of July is on a Saturday, and if it was any other 4th of July, I would say, okay, well, maybe I'll just do a stream and see what happens. But it's the 250th anniversary of the country. So I know a lot of people maybe have plans, doing stuff with family and that kind of stuff. So let me know. I mean, would anybody be interested in a stream on the 4th of July? If not, I might not do anything that day. I know we sometimes do stuff with some of our friends locally and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Nobody's really said anything what we're doing. So we may just hang back at home. And if I'm just hanging at home, I might just, at some point go on live a little bit later. So we'll see what happens. But, let me know if that's something that people would want to do, or no, I'm going to spend time with my family and my friends and all that kind of stuff. So, you can put it in chat here, or I'll put a poll up probably this week and see if anybody's going to do anything. I know Mark at Northwest Bourbon normally does his military streams or his tribute streams the first Saturday of every month. So 4th of July is the first Saturday in July. I don't know if he's doing a stream that night either. So, he starts at 9 o'clock Pacific time. And I don't know if there's still fireworks going on, or if he's got something going on with the family or anything like that. But as we get closer, we have another couple of weeks to figure that out. But I will make an announcement and put it up there. And yes, wow, I almost forgot about this one. This is a big one. So, little channel announcement. Don't have anything official yet, or how I'm gonna do it, or anything like that. Ever since I started streaming on Saturday nights. So, it was Whiskey Wisdom on Friday, Bakers on Saturday. That's what it was for a long time. And when Troy and Laura stopped doing stuff, I know I spoke with Troy and I said, hey, would you be upset if I went on Saturday nights? Because I was doing every other Wednesday at the time. And he's like, go for it, man. He goes, I think that'd be great. It'd be something for me to do. So I said, cool. All right. So started doing Saturday nights. And as soon as I started doing Saturday nights, I know Charlie mentioned it to me, and a couple other people have mentioned it to me. Well, you're going to do blend vent. And I was like, I'm not going to do blend vent. That's the baker's thing. You know what I mean? But I think I'm going to do something towards the end of the year, and I'll put an announcement out. I think I'm going to try to, been playing around with brackets, try to do something where we'll do 32 blends. So I will have a sign up form. I got to put together what the rules and stipulations are going to be, when I need everything. But let me see if I can find where I put it. Here we go. Ready? Let me see if I can. Let's see here. Alrighty, hold on one second. I just thought I can share it like I'm doing everything else, but I guess because it's in its own screen, I can't. So let me, is that, nope, that's not what I wanted to share. Hold on one second. Technical difficulties. There it is. If I click on the right file. Alrighty. So let me add this to stage. So what I'm going to call this is, because I record on my back porch, this is the back porch blend battle. All right. So we are going to try to figure something out here. Again, just started playing around with this. I have an idea how I'm going to run it and what I'm going to do. But I will put something out probably in the next few weeks, concrete, be a sign up form and all that kind of stuff. And we'll go from there. We're going to 32 different blends. And bakers, I expect to have a Troy blend and a lower blend, because I want to see which baker is actually better at blending. Okay, so just wanted to get that out there and make that announcement before it got too late and crazy. That's open. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, good. Still sharing the tabs. Awesome. I didn't screw anything up. Thank God. Alrighty. Oops, make sure I'm back out where I'm. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm gonna get into open up one of the unopened bottles. I know Fogle was saying jump to the edge of his seat. Never met a man that gets so excited about somebody opening a bottle. But you know, he's the unopened bottle police. No, Matt, I think last year Dave technically didn't make it into the first round because he was knocked out in the playing games, the prelims. I don't think he ever made it. So Dave, sorry buddy, but I don't know. So, and you know we just joke with you, buddy. Uh-oh, look who just popped in. Mr. John Shank from Yorktown. What's up, John? Cheers to you, buddy. And he's probably laughing right now. Let me know in the comments if you are, John. And I hate opening this plastic shit when there's no... All right, where's my... There we go. So I believe this bottle is actually, it may be sold out. I think when I last spoke with Charlie, who had spoken with Bill, there were very few left, or it has sold out. That was like a day or so ago. So, but I don't know. go to the site, see if it's still there. But again, we had this last week at the bottle share at Colpec. And from what I recall, very, very, very fruit forward on the nose and on the palate. But being at only 105 proof, the finish kind of dropped off. Now, again, we had a lot of other bottles, and we had just done a barrel pick. And I don't know, it could be, maybe this is going to be really, really good or not. So, and it's kind of, fresh cracks, usually definitely get a burst of ethanol. There's no ethanol. So definitely very fruit forward. I don't know. I always, fruit notes are tough for me, but there are fruit notes in that or in that nose and everything like that. Unfortunately, I think COVID kind of did me in when it comes to getting fruit notes and everything like that. But let's see. So anybody who got this bottle, have you tried it yet? What are your thoughts? You enjoying it? You're not enjoying it? You wish you got a backup? Tell me. Let me know. I know a bunch of people in here are usually part of or involved with the Bourbon and Balls side of things. So I'm sure a lot of people did grab a bottle when it dropped. So, so there, I don't get a traditional, like, the bourbon notes, like, the caramel, vanilla type stuff. This is just very, very fruity. I can't put my finger on what type of fruit, but it's very fruity nose. Okay. All righty. The only other McBrayer that I've had, let's see, I had the Cedarbrook, which is a wheated bourbon, and that's phenomenal. I think that's probably that'll stack up right up against any of the popular wheated expressions that are out there. And I think I had a sample. Charlie had sent me a sample of the, I think it might have been the bottled and bond that they have. So, McBrayer right now, they're not distilling, but they're not sourcing. So there's a couple of different places that do contract distillation for them. So they take their own recipe, their own mash bill, and someone is basically producing that for them. Very, very fruity. All right. Cheers. So on the palate, definitely the fruit is there. A little bit of rye spice I got initially, but it's not bad. Not super viscous, so it doesn't coat everything. And then it's there, and then it kind of just fades away. So it's not a really long finish, but so it's not, to me, it is a good pour. It's something that you can sip in the summertime, something you can sip in the wintertime. It could be you're opening your night kind of a pour and everything like that. Plus, it's the story behind it and what it actually is, I think is pretty cool. So I think there were 1,776 bottles were produced. I have bottle 122. So I don't know off the top of my head, and I don't think they put it on here, and someone who has mad searching skills. Maybe I don't know what I think this has a unique mash bill on it. So, but it's good. I mean, I enjoyed it last week, and I'm enjoying it tonight. So it's not offensive, not anything like that. It's just a good sipping whiskey, man. That's what it is. What's up, Ben? Cheers to you, man. Appreciate you being here. There he is, Mr. Rick Moreland himself, Mr. Hillbilly Logic. What's up, Rick? Cheers to you, man. I don't know if I missed anybody else new that's come in. If I did, chat again and I'll get you up there. Tough to talk, pay attention to the chat stuff and all that kind of stuff. But hopefully I'm not offending anybody by not mentioning their name. If you put some comments in, and then we'll go from there. Man, it's an interesting pour, right? I mean, it's not going to wow you. It's not going to knock your socks off or anything like that. But I mean, this is something that I can see being a good starter pour, and maybe even a good ending the night pour. Just something really light and fruity and everything like that. So I'm very, very happy to have a bottle, and it's pretty cool story behind the whole W.H. McBrayer and everything like that. So nice. I'm gonna let that sit a little bit. Now, on that sip, I did get some like a caramel type of a note on the palate there, mid palate. So, all right, we'll see what happens, man. Let that sucker open up a little bit. What's up, William? Appreciate you being here. Cheers. Cool. Righty. Oh, Miss Sandy, thank you very much. So it is, okay. So interesting. So 88% bloody butcher corn. So that's probably where I'm getting that fruitiness and everything like that. And then 5.8% rye, 5.8% malted barley. Thank you, Miss Sandy. Appreciate that. That is awesome. So hopefully everybody, let me put it back up there for a couple more seconds here. And all you whiskey nerds, whiskey geeks can write it down, make sure, take a screenshot of it, whatever you need to do. But I'm gonna let that sit. I'm gonna revisit that and get back there. So I'm leaving the Bull Run for last because that's the highest proof. And I really don't want to go to have a high proof in it, especially an American whiskey, and then go back to the McBrayer. So let me put this here so it's out of my way. Alrighty. So I wanted to open this last week. I got it, and I am so tumbling dice sometimes can be pretty bad. Kind of a pain in the neck to open, but let's just see what we got going on. This is my method. Try not to bludgeon myself or cut my finger open while I'm doing this, or cut through the cork. And I believe tumbling dice, if I'm not mistaken, they are synthetic corks when they do things. And this one's going to be a bitch. I can see it already. This is why when I do my bottle opening little shorts that I do, I already have this shit done, because I am not good when it comes to this kind of stuff. And usually the pull tab on these work pretty well. But this one here, I'm excited for because I am a tumble and dice proof and wood fanboy. Alrighty, so let's get this bad boy. Ooh, nice little pop there. The only thing that I would say I have a gripe with, and I'm seeing more and more people are starting to do this, more and more distilleries. So if you look at this, hide my face there. It's 700 milliliter. I mean, I really like to have 50 milliliters more. 750s be great, but I mean, I think I've had one tumbling dice that was a 750. Most of them are 700s. I just saw a post by Onyx and Amber, and I think the Copper Buffalo that's going to be coming out, they're switching over to 700 milliliter bottles. I guess it's for potential international sales and that kind of stuff. So I get it, but kind of sucks a little bit, But Onyx and Amber said they are going to. Oh, hold on. What's up, Hudson? How you doing, buddy? I'm trying not to be like your dad and drop curse words so you don't have to be the FCC compliance manager for me. But appreciate you being here, Hudson. Oh, so Dave says he gets plum and maybe pear on the nose, fruit and rye spice on the palate, creamy finish, opened up from last pour. So I'm assuming that's the McBrayer that you're talking about, Dave. So yeah, I can see that. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit and see if it opens up just a little bit, getting some air. We'll see. I don't know, but ooh. So these guys, I mean, I'm a fanboy. If you haven't watched some of my videos when I do tumble and dice stuff, I have a 7-year, I think I have an 8-year, I have a 10-year, I have an 11-year. The bourbon is just as good as the rye. So this is what they do with 95.5 MGP rye is just, I mean, it's special. I don't know where they're aging it, but I know, was it Copper and Cask? Their MGP juice is usually pretty unique, and they age it down south, so it's always pretty good when it's down there. And I think the heat does something special to that juice, but this stuff is, man, I love it. So all the tumble and dice rye. I know Dave said he gets mintiness on these here. I don't get a mintiness. I get dark fruit. I get kind of fig, rich molasses type of a note, and then usually on the palate, it is very, very creamy. A lot of caramel, oak, and those dark fruits. Like you get almost like I get like a fig Newton type of a note, minus the bread is that fig or molasses type of a note, which I think is decadent and very, very good. And this is like all the other tumble and dices that I've smelled, but wow. Okay. Cheers, everybody. Oh, before I do, let me see. This one here, it's 13-year. It's 101.62 proof. And it is 95.5 rye, 5% malted barley. It's a sourced small batch, and it's aged a minimum of 13 years. So Righty. Man. Cheers. Oh, man. Oh. Wow. Oh, man. That. Oh. That's the Tumbling Dice 95.5 rye. Man, that is freaking good. I like it. Again, I'm a huge fanboy. So so Rick's saying he loves the Tumbling Dice that he has. He has 3 of them. Okay, awesome. And I saw what's up, Mike? Cheers to you, buddy. I didn't see you pop in, but I see you saying hello to everybody. Hopefully you're doing well. Cheers. I think Mike, I sent you won some samples of some other tumbling dice that I had. So, good stuff, man. Oh man, that just smells. Love it. Love me some tumbling dice. Man, wow. Okay. That does not disappoint. That is something that is very good, very, very good. I like it. Like it, like it, like it. So that is freaking awesome. Awesome, awesome. What's up, Scott? Just saw you pop in here. Oh, appreciate you being here. Cheers. Hopefully you're doing well. Been loving your best distillery series in Kentucky. That's been a lot of fun. Love the Heaven Hill one. I'm a huge Heaven Hill fanboy. You guys are doing some good stuff over there at the Artfully Bourbon Studios. Go check those guys out. And best, I keep saying, I say it all the time. Best freaking video editing and production that I've ever seen in the whiskey tube space, man. Really, really good. Alrighty, so do have that down there. Okay, so I'm gonna try the Bull Run, and then I have 2 other bottles that I brought to the bottle share last week. So I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do 2 races. So the McBrayer is going to be the constant. There will be McBrayer in both samples. Okay. So the first one is going to be, and I'm not going to have time to redo the crawl. But so first one, McBrayer. Tumbling Dice 13 year, which I just tried. Absolutely amazing. And this is the Bull Run pick from Baker's, Hello Again Whiskey Friends, Big Vic, Drifting Drams Coffee, and Dusty Dan. And that thing is incredible. So we're going to do those 3 as one. And then one of the things that we tried in our small group when we first tried that Bull Run. I can't remember who did it, but it's 50% Bull Run and 50% Onyx and Amber. So it's the Poor Decisions pick from Onyx and Amber, and that's blended together. So the second sample pack will be the blend of Bull Run and Onyx and Amber, and then 2 local to me distilleries. So 1 local here that's in West Virginia. So this is Devil's Due. And Charlie didn't like it, but Charlie doesn't like malt whiskey. But all the other guys that tried this here actually said it was good. Whitney, who from Colpick, he enjoyed it. This is a 100 proof bottled and bond. So this is a twin malt, and I had the mash bill written down somewhere. I was just going to try this tonight. I brought this last week to the bottle share and we opened it up, but it'll be that. And then I picked this single barrel up to bring to the bottle share. So this is KO Distilling. They're out of Manassas, Virginia. So this is their Bare Knuckle brand. So this is a Bare Knuckle 6-year cask strength. It is sourced from MGP, but it is 30% corn, 36% rye, and 4% malted barley. But the unique thing on this is it is aged in Northern Virginia, and they use Conex boxes or containers to age and store barrels. And this stuff is pretty good. So that'll be the second sample pack. It'll be a blend of the Onyx and Amber and the Bull Run, and then the Devil's Due and everything like that. So this is in Kearneysville, West Virginia, is where Devil's Due is located. So these are distillery only. So what they did is this is actually, so for people in the area, if you're near the state of Virginia, they are they're in the state of Virginia in the ABC stores, but the stuff they have in the ABC stores, to be quite honest, it's not good. It is something that they source and they put out. It's not stuff that they're distilling. They gave them a specific mash bill and everything like that. They're very, very small. They don't do a lot. They don't lay down a lot of barrels, and some of their earlier barrels were smaller ones. But this whiskey here is stuff that they were 53-gallon barrels, and they're all 4 years old, or a little over 4 years. They're been in business just about 4 years, or just a little bit over 4 years. So this is all distillate that they laid down when they first started. And I wish I had, I don't want to go scrolling through. I have a picture of what the mash bill is, but what they did is they did an experience at the distillery where you got to go and you thieve and everything like that. And I do have a cask strength bottle of that. And what they did is they went through that, and they had a couple of barrels that they were using for that. And then everything that was left over, what they did is they batched it, and then they basically proofed it to 100, and they bottled it, and they've been selling it at the distillery. So they have that, they have a weeded expression, and something else that they're doing at the distillery. But it's in Kearneysville, West Virginia, for those that are asking, and everything like that. So there we go. So let me get a sip of H2O, because the night just got interesting, because I don't know if I'm going to sample through all these, but I do want to get the Bull Run done. I use my Baker's Glen for my tumble and dice. So I'm just going to use a regular Glen here for this one. And this bottle, like I said, I get on light whiskey or American whiskey, I get that powdered sugary donut type of a note that is just incredible. And then I also, this one here, it's that fruitiness from the Pinot. That is just incredible. So oh, and on the nose, whatever's on the nose transfers to the palate. You get that powdered donut kind of sugary creaminess, and then when you take a sip, that fruit definitely comes out. And this is just, I mean, the color on this thing is just ridiculous, and it's super viscous. And it absolutely coats your palate. Oh, wow. Oh, that has actually gotten better. Mm, that is like a strawberry vanilla creaminess with that powdered sugar taste to it. Wow, that is some good stuff. All right, so just want to double check. Am I still coming through? I see kind of chat, and everyone's pretty active, and now it's kind of slowed down. So I don't know if people are just hanging out or what, but just let me know you could still hear me and I'm coming through. I don't see any texts, all that kind of fun stuff. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate that. Thank you. Alrighty. So, let me get to my other segment. So I try to normally highlight a couple of channels and just make people aware of what's going on now. What I'm going to start doing at some point, and it's just between work and everything like that, just finding the time. So I'm going to try to maybe on the weekends, if I can, reach out and email a few of the channels to see maybe if they want to come on. Maybe we could share samples and just kind of have a conversation and share some pours and that kind of stuff. But I do want to highlight two channels that the first one, Colonel Fisher, I'm not sure if you're still here, but I do appreciate, was a week or so ago, Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiast, they put out a video, and Brian was just talking about, not really drinking anything, not talking about whiskey, just talked about three channels. And it was my channel, it was John's channel, which I'm going to highlight, and then Randall's channel, which is Off Topic Whiskey. So it's going to be full circle here. So today I was watching Off Topic Whiskey. He released a video of one of his podcasts, and the person he had on there, another very small channel. And I think he had popped into my feed at one time, and I think I started to watch something and I got distracted, and it never showed up in my history, and I just totally lost sight of it. But I wanted to make sure I highlight that as well. So let me pull this up here. And so the first one, this is Aged in Oak. So John is the guy that does the videos here. He's got a few more subscribers than I do. I think he's based out of Ohio. And he does a bunch of different videos. I've watched a handful of them, kind of doing comparisons and everything like that. So, go show him some love. Go subscribe. Check out his channel, and tell him that I sent you over through the Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiast group. So, all right. So that's Aged in Oak. And the link to his channel is in the description of the video. So if you want to come back later and go ahead and do it, that would be great. Okay. Okay. Dave, what are you talking? Oh, you're outside by the fire. Oh, okay. Jeez. Okay. All right. So you're by the fire pit and you have a bug zapper. Okay. Whew. I was like, I saw his comment bug. I said, what the hell is he talking about? My goodness. Okay. All right. So Aged in Oak. And then the other channel that I'd watched his stuff before, and for some reason I clicked on it, watched the video, and then kind of missed. and we're all pretty much around the same size. You know, these guys are a few more subscribers than I do, but this is Game and Gains. So he's I guess, video gamer, but he also is into bourbon and whiskey and different things like that. And him and Randall had a great conversation today on Randall's channel, and you know, it was just interesting to kind of, we all kind of have a very similar philosophy in what we're doing, and our channel philosophies, and you know, not getting too crazy with going nuts with content and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, go check out his channel. I did watch a couple of videos after I watched Randall's thing today, and he's got a pretty cool project, I think, that he's starting. He just started this one here. So he's got, I guess he's building a barrel bar, and he grabbed some, he's in the, it looks like probably in the Memphis area in Tennessee. So he grabbed some barrels from Blue Note. So go check those guys out, and you know, go subscribe, and we'll go from there. We'll see. Maybe we'll start reaching out to some of these channels and get them on the show so we can share some pours and all that kind of stuff. So, righty, where we at time wise? Okay, we're still pretty good. Nice. All righty. It's going a little better than I thought it was going to go. All righty. I didn't think I was going to. I think I caught my second win, but man, I tell you, this afternoon, oh, I sat down on that couch, and it's like a death trap. Sit down. As soon as I put my feet up on the hassock we have, it's lights out. I mean, it's like done, absolutely done. So, and I think my wife probably landed about half an hour, 40 minutes ago. So she's flying in and out of Dulles Airport. We're about 45, 50 minutes from Dulles. So depending on how long it takes her to get to her car and drive home, you may hear the craziness explode upstairs when she does get here. So, oh man, that's that Bull Run. Whoever wins that sample, if you did not get a bottle, oh my God, it is phenomenal. I think it is still available. I know it ran through Shared Pour, I believe is where it was running through. So if you get the J emails, the Shared Pour emails, and that kind of stuff, you know, maybe you know, go check that out, and you know, see what's going on from that perspective. Alrighty, so let me just check here. Gandy, I got your thing here. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Alrighty. Let's see. Right. Go to this one. Make sure shit is getting captured here. Hold on one second. Alrighty. Well, cool. Everybody who's in already, thank you very much. We'll get building that list and everything like that. For those of you who haven't, I mean, they're all good pours. I'm gonna go back to the McBrayer, see what that's doing now, and probably gonna have to. Well, I'm gonna give away a sample, so it'll go down a little bit more. Maybe have a pour, maybe in the backstage later on, and maybe do an official review once I get it down to the shoulder, so I know it's going to open up a little bit. But we'll kind of go from there. So, okay. The fruitiness is now very, very prevalent. So sitting out for a little bit, what, about maybe 15, 20 minutes. Definitely has changed the nose on this. Man, that is pretty good. Wow. So I'm getting like a strawberry note now. And a little bit of kind of there's a little bit of that traditional vanilla in the background, but not much traditional bourbon notes. This is just very, very light and fruity. Okay. Okay. So now, that finish is actually, okay, it is still there. It's just a fruit bomb is what it is. It is really just strawberry is the prevalent fruit that I'm getting on that. It's not like it's like a strawberry creamy note is what I'm getting on that right now. All right, I like it. I mean, I'm happy to have it. I did get a backup because I'm a sucker for all that kind of stuff. I'm dropping things. Did come in a fancy box and everything. I know some people who got it shipped had some problems with the box getting crushed and everything like that. But yeah, I can't wait to meet Bill in person. Pretty sure he's going to be part of Bourbon on the Banks and everything like that. So I'm looking forward to going down. I know Charlie is going to the Kentucky Bourbon Festival as well. I tried to get in there, and I applied and sent everything in. I didn't think, I said, there's no way in hell a small channel like mine is going to get invited to that. And then woke up in the morning and there's an email, hey, congratulations, and a link with my tickets and blah, blah, blah. I was like, holy shit. I said, I got invited to the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. That's freaking awesome. So I called Charlie, we were talking, and they're doing an Airbnb for that week or for that weekend. So I said, oh, cool. I said, I'll be there. And then it was like 2 weeks later, I get an email from the two ladies who I guess are running that for the Kentucky Bourbon, the association there. And they said that their automated system had made some mistakes and had sent out tickets and invitations to people that shouldn't have gotten them. And I was one of the ones that shouldn't have gotten them. So my tickets were taken away. So I was like, all right, well, I didn't think I was going to be able to go, and I was excited I was going to be able to go. Now I'm not going to go anymore. But Charlie's trying to talk me into just going down for the weekend. But problem is, Bourbon on the Banks, I think, is a month later. And just after this past trip to Kentucky, going to Western Kentucky, I don't know if I want to do that ride again. That just killed me, man. Oh, it was just brutal. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to make it there for the KBF, but definitely going to be there for in Frankfurt for Bourbon on the Banks. So if you're going, looking forward to meeting you in person. Always awesome to actually, meet people, not only in the meets that we do on a regular basis, but meet people in person, which is a lot of fun and everything like that. So, so what's everybody on their second pours, third pours, fourth pours? What's everyone's been sipping on? Is there a bottle? I know the summertime, it's kind of like there's a little bit of a, it seems like I'm always buying stuff and need to slow down. But anything anybody looking for in particular, excited about what's going to be coming up or being released or anything like that? You know, what do you got? Let me know. Yes, backups are a license to kill the open bottle. Absolutely 100%. Oh, so you're in Roanoke. Okay. Nice. Uh, very nice. Well, that's cool. So where did you oops, let's see. Sort of accidentally ended up living in Woodwood a few years. Okay. All right. So you're in I pronounce it Roanoke. I know people from there, Roanoke, they kind of roll through with it and everything like that. So but yeah, I think what is it? Damn it. There's a guy that has a YouTube channel that's based down there. I don't think they've done stuff recently. Wilderness something. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I think he's down that way. So Old McBrary, you're bottled and bond. Nice. Uh, Elijah Craig B525. That actually the 525. I enjoy that one. I think that's the only one that I purchased from last year. And as you can see up here, I am an Elijah Craig fanboy. I do have a lot of Elijah Craig bottles. So, you know what I mean? All right, Gabe. Appreciate that. I must have missed that. Yes, I did miss it earlier. Thank you for sending it up there again. And it may take me a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to make sure I get it committed to memory, but I will make sure that I remember that. I think there's a way I can download the chat now, so I'll make a note of that. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Let's see. Buffalo Trace was nuts this morning and this afternoon. Oh, yeah. I think CYPB dropped, right, Sandy? I saw some pictures and everything. It's just, I just don't get it. I don't. Listen, Buffalo Trace stuff is good. They're big distillery. They produce a lot of good stuff. But I don't know. It's that love-hate relationship, man. When I first got into this craziness and started really chasing bottles and exploring stuff, everything from Buffalo Trace in my area was allocated. In Virginia, Benchmark was an allocated product. You couldn't find anything. And if you did, it disappeared in a matter of minutes. Or you go into stores in Maryland that would just charge ridiculous amounts of money for a bottle. I mean, I'm regularly seeing. Remember, Eagle Rare used to go for $90 to $100 a bottle. I mean, it's just crazy. So I couldn't find Buffalo Trace. That's everybody was talking about Buffalo Trace, Buffalo Traces. Well, you can't find it. So I started buying other stuff. Elijah Craig, different expressions, started exploring craft stuff early on. And I just developed a flavor profile and palette for different stuff. And just not a huge, not that I hate anything that I have from there. It's all good whiskey, but I'd rather drink other stuff than chase Buffalo Trace stuff. As I say up here, I have my 4 bottles of Weller, my tater tubes of E.H. Taylor, a Stag. So I have Buffalo Trace products, but mostly majority of my stuff, I'm a single barrel guy. That's what I chase. That's what I go after, and that's my passion. You give me a good single barrel, I am there. All this allocated stuff, I just leave it to other people. It's just not me. So just the way I am. So probably I was just driving by and someone, yeah, I saw a bunch of different people, different posts and everything like that. It was absolutely crazy. I don't get it, but hey. What's up, Chad? Appreciate you being here. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. And I think I had asked you this before. I think you said you were going to be at Bourbon on the Banks. So looking forward to meeting you in person, shaking your hand, and saying hello. Been watching your channel for a long time back in the day when, I mean, your hunts were epic, absolutely epic. And I have to say, I brought my first bottle of the, was it the, oh, damn it, the Bottled and Bond. The name is just jumping out of my mind, I think. But I said, well, Little Old Fashioned talks about this all the time. I gotta buy a bottle. Went to a store and I grabbed it, absolutely loved it. I killed that bottle about maybe a month, 2 months ago. I need to go get another one, but I know they're always there, so I haven't really replaced it, but it's good in an old fashioned. If you mix drinks, it's good neat, it's good on the rocks, however you wanna drink it. But yeah. Appreciate you being here, man. Evan, yes, Evan Williams. God dang it. I don't know why that. And I'm drinking an Evan Williams. I opened up with the single barrel. I don't know why that name just. I saw the label and all that other stuff. Thank you, everybody, for reminding me. Evan Williams, Bottled and Bond. Yes, yes. I had a senior moment, brain fart. So I'm a few pours in. So please excuse my my inability to remember things. And I'm not operating on a lot of sleep right now. So haven't had any ride fidelity. Frank, did you go there today? Did you get that bottle that they dropped? The one that Nancy was talking about the other night? Because I know you were talking about that you were heading over there. So that's another small distillery that I think some of the stuff that they're putting out. I've got the Bottled and Bond Rye Fidelity. It's, you can kind of see it. It's like right there on my shelf. That is, it's flavorful. I know everybody down at Spillway got to get the what's the hazmat release of that one and everything. So yeah, they're doing some good stuff. I do want to try and see if I can find or get my hands on, was it, I think it's called the Big Winston, I think is their bourbon expression. But I got that one there from Cellbox. So I think they pretty much carry the 100 proof bottles on Cellbox all the time. Sometimes their higher proof stuff, I think when it hits, it gets gobbled up by the pro people and the higher tier people on Stillbox, and it doesn't make it to everybody. I usually see the email comes out or the text message, and when I click on it, it says sold out or not in stock. So the trials and tribulations of trying to find and hunt bourbon, right? This is what people do. So I am going to have a little sip of my Devil's Dew. So this is, so it's a twin malt. And when I get this poured, I'm going to see if I can find, because I did take a picture at the distillery of the mash bill on this. And let me see, while I'm talking, I'm going to pull my photos tab over here. Bear me 1 second. And I'm looking at my other monitor, so I'm not staring forward. So apologize for that. Let me see if I can scroll down here real quick. So I went there. It was probably in the fall. Oh, look at that. I found it. Oh my God. All righty. Let me see if I can share this one. Bring this up. Let me zoom in on this bad boy. So the twin malt. So this is the one that was a little higher proof, but it is 70% corn, 15% malted rye, and 15% malt. So it's a twin malted. It's malted rye. It's 4 years, 6 months, this particular one. And when I tried the higher proof one at the distillery that day, and these are the other ones they have. They have a 4 grain, a high rye, and then they have a wheated expression, which is pretty cool. Let me see if I can. So that's their still. So it's very, very small, very, very small operation. That is when they were thieving the bottle for me, and that's in my opening video. That's them doing the bottles there. That's when they were doing the thieving and everything. And this is in their still house, so they don't have a. It's not very big. It is tiny and everything like that. And yeah, so they do a great job. Enjoy. It's great that it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes from my house, which is awesome. So, but this one here, when I tried the cash strength, I had just gotten a bottle of OCD. And I was like, holy shit, this tastes so much like an OCD and kind of has some Detling qualities to it. And I was talking to the guys over there, and they said that what's his name from Glens Creek, he had stopped by traveling wise, and he spoke to them, and so they're aware of Glens Creek, OCD, and Cafe Olay and that kind of stuff. But this has kind of similar characteristics of those two bottles, as well as kind of the maltiness of a Detling. Yes, Dave. So as soon as Charlie smelt this, Charlie with malt, he hates it. But there's a funkiness here, but it's a good funkiness. Hey, Rob, cheers to you, buddy, and happy birthday. Everybody wish Rob, the shit show supervisor, a happy birthday. We were chatting earlier today, and he told me it's his birthday today. So happy birthday. Mr. Renstrom, cheers to you, buddy. Hopefully you're doing well. And I did get that package, and I owe you some bucks, so I will send that over to you probably tonight or tomorrow. Thank you very much. You're trying to kill my channel, sending me the kiss of death. We could talk about that in backstage. So, on the nose on this thing. Oh, you do get the malt. I'm not going to lie, but it's like a malty funkiness, but it is a funkiness in a very, very good way. Man. Oh. So there is a little bit, kind of like a mocha, like a coffee mocha note in there. And it's got to be the malt. But it has a nice mouthfeel, super, like not a super long finish, but a really good finish. And it's just very pleasant to drink. I like it. I'm happy. I got a distillery that's not far from where I live that is actually putting out some pretty good stuff. And I like it. Man, I've got Glens everywhere. Holy jeez. I wasn't planning on sipping on this much tonight, but I'm happy I am. Happy I'm spending the Saturday night with all you fun, lovely people. Hopefully I'm not boring you too much and everything. Don't have a guest on tonight. So next week, again, programming note, next week, I'm going to be joined by the legend himself, Mr. Dave Vogelstein. CA Scotty, I think, is going to join us as well. We're going to go through a blind that Scotty has sent to both Dave and I. And then the following week, I'm going to put out, maybe next week, I'll put a poll in and we'll decide, if people are going to be around on the 4th of July, I've got no problem streaming later in the evening. I know where I live, off my back porch where I do my videos, there is a lake club. There's a small lake that's up in the mountain, and they do a big fireworks display every year. It's crazy, and we have front row seats to it. It's kind of cool because it's just far enough away where you see a flash and it's like a 1 or 2 second delay, and then you hear the noise. So it's pretty wild. And they're on the other side of the Shenandoah River. So between where I live and where that is, it's the Shenandoah River, and it's the river valley. And when those explosions happen, they kind of echo down the river valley, which is pretty wild and everything. So if I do stream, maybe I'll stream from the back deck, and I can stream the fireworks if I go on at a certain time and everything like that. That's if they're doing them. So I think it'd be pretty cool. But again, nobody's going to be around, or everybody's got things going on, commitments with family. That is more important than watching my happy ass talk about whiskey and bourbon and hang out on a live stream. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there, and we'll go from there. But and then there's a couple people that I know I still need to reach out to who have signed up to do the Beyond the Shelf and sharing a port with a friend. So I just needed to get through June and then July, and then we're going to get that programming note. And for those of you who did join a little bit later, just want to let you know, and Mr. Moreland, if you're still here, you're going to be happy to hear this. So I am going to be doing the so let me just click on the right thing here. Hold on one second. Oh, okay. So I don't have the dates yet. I don't have the process yet or anything like that, but mine is going to be called Back Porch Blend Battle. So we will be doing some type of a blending competition towards the end of the year, and we'll see what happens. So I will make some announcements probably in the next few weeks or before the end of July, kind of finalize how I'm going to do it and when I need everything sent to me and all that kind of stuff. We're going to have a sign up form and all that kind of stuff, and we'll go from there. Oh yes, Mr. Renstrom, I just saw your post, and let me remove this. So yes, on July 11th, we're actually gonna have. So Mr. Dave put together a blind last year, and they just couldn't get it scheduled, get it organized. So it's gonna be Matt and his wife, and Troy and Laura are going to be doing a blind battle of a blind that Dave put together for them and that they've had for a while. So we're going to do it on my stream. We're still trying to get in hold of and maybe connect with the third group that was part of that whole thing. I don't know if they'll come on or not. I don't want to mention any names or anything like that. So we're going to leave it at that. But we'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. But that's going to be July 11th. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you reminding me of that. That is awesome. Then August, September. Yeah, exactly. Very nice. All righty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, here 1 second. And I'm using my Kentucky Bourbon Trail glass for this here. This just happens to be a Maker's Mark 1. So this is a 50-50 blend of the Bull Run, and then this is the American Light Whiskey that the Bakers and Whiskey Wisdom and the Pour Decisions team picked. So you do a 50-50 blend of this, and that's going to be part of the sample pack, the second sample pack that I'm going to do. And let's see, try to use this thing. And I know a couple of us have tried this and done this, and it is absolutely incredible. So whoever does get this is going to enjoy it. And I'm not going to go crazy on this pour because these are all high proof. And I got to start typing names in the computer here shortly. Finish up the show. And I want to be able to still speak. All right. I feel like BTM doing the mad scientist experiments. All right. Put that over there. Let's get this sucker swirled up a little bit. Now, I did this once, and I poured a little bit too much. And yes. Whoop, hold on. And I do have another set of the blind. That'll be a giveaway. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Patrick has a set. Patrick has a set he won from me already, so he can taste along that night. Awesome. That is awesome, Dave. And James is saying 250 ml in my glass to honor a special time. All right. Cool. That's the 250 Green River, I'm assuming, James, or something else. Righty. So, what's up, sweet Cindy? Appreciate you being here. Cheers to you. Yes, and happy Father's Day to all us amazing gentlemen. Cool. All right. Oh, man, this smells even better than I remember. So the Onyx and Amber one, that is pure powdered donut, just freaking incredibleness. And you blend it together. Oh man, that just smells really good. Oh, oh wow. Ooh. Just saying, if somebody submits this blend, it may do pretty well in a competition. Wow. That is like a raspberry custard donut. That's what that tastes like. Wow. Oh my God. I forgot how good that was. That is freaking phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Yes, that is. And I know that's some high proof stuff. The Onyx and Amber 137.1 and 125.8 on the Bull Run. Yeah. Whoever wins that sample in their sample pack is going to get something pretty special. So, just to reiterate, first sample pack, first race. Those 3 bottles. That was a fresh crack tonight. Had it open for about a week. All right. Second one is going to be, put these back. I'm trying to put them back in front of the glasses so I know what the hell I'm drinking later. So my after hours will be fun because I get to finish all these. So the second one is going to be bare knuckle, my devil's due, and then a 50-50 blend, these two. So get in on the raffle and get ready to taste some incredible whiskey. So again, this KO Distilling, kind of local to me. It's in Manassas, Virginia, which is just outside of DC. They've been in business now, I think maybe 10 years. They've been doing stuff. They do distill. They have their own distillate, but originally they were sourcing, and I think they still do sourcing of some of the products that they release and everything. And they source from MGP. And I was at a bottle share this summer, earlier this year, and someone had a bare knuckle hazmat, and I'm telling you, wow, absolutely incredible. So this thing here, it is a 6-year MGP, 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% malted barley, but it is aged in Virginia. So in Virginia, we get longer, hotter summers. Gets pretty cold in the wintertime, and Manassas definitely sees those heat fluctuations, and they do store barrels and connexes outside, so shipping containers or tractor trailers, and they age in that. So in the summertime, they're getting some pretty good impact. And this, we opened this at the bottle share. Everyone who tried it seemed to enjoy it, so it was pretty good. So let's see here. Yeah, this was not on my bingo card tonight to kind of pour up all these bottles. So put that there. Look at that. So this is, I mean, if you're an MGP fan, this is a high, I would say, high rye mash bill, 36% rye. This has got some of that, the notes that I get, caramel, vanilla, and you get that rye spice in there. It's got an amazing finish. It just lingers on there. That is good. It's got rich caramel, oak, vanilla. That's what I'm getting on that. That's the prevalent notes and everything. So that's KO bare knuckle. They're out of Manassas, Virginia. So that's 117.9 proof. Alrighty. So let me have my spreadsheet already open. Let me start putting in some names and getting this stuff done. We'll get these 2 races run, and then we will do a Google Meet. I think I already have the meets. I don't have it open yet, but I have it kind of set up, ready to go. So I'm going to put it in here now, and then I'll put it in a little later, and then we'll go from here. If I win, can I get bare knuckle instead of tumbling dice rye? Yeah, I think maybe we can do that. You don't like the tumbling dice rye, Mr. Renstrom? That is a great freaking pour. So there's 2 races, Dave. So if you win the first one, and you don't want the first one, you can choose the second one. And then the next person will win the first one. How's that sound? So the first person who wins, you tell me, do you want A or do you want B? And then the next person wins whatever's left. How does that sound? Oh, that was Vogel. Damn it. I thought Renstrom, yes, Mr. Vogel saying you can make that decision. I'm thinking, See, that's how many pours I've had. I saw Dave, and I'm thinking, I see Renstrom right above that. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Dave Renstrom, for correcting me. And I'm already this is going off the rails fast. So let me get this stuff entered in here and get this race run before I make more mistakes. Oh my God. Alrighty. So I guess alrighty. So damn it. Alrighty. Thank you, Mr. Vogelsang. Appreciate it. I'm trying to thank people as I'm typing them so I don't have to go through and do everything. We do the race. I will just confirm the amount of. So Dave, you have 4, Mr. Vogelsang. Jerry, I have you in for 3. Thank you very much. I think this is easier when I do it this way, then I can talk. Ian, I got you in for 2. Thank you. Righty. Sandy is in for 2. Thank you, Miss Sandy. We appreciate it. Mr. Elijah Craig, Mike, you're in for 2. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I believe I can't see chat right now. Actually, let me see if I can pull up. Do I still have the other chat window open? Oh, I do. Okay. Let me see. Let me bring this over here so I can still see chat. All righty. So, Mike, I think I sent you some Tumble and Dice samples in the past. I think you liked them. I can't remember if you did or if you didn't. So, Dennis, I'm going to get to the PayPal at the end. I'm going through the Venmo stuff right now. So I will get you in there, buddy. Righty. Frank, I have you in for 2. Right. Mr. William Hall, got you in for 2. Thank you. Jody, got you in for 1. I know Jody likes the Tumble and Dice. I've sent him some before. Mr. Dirks is in for 1. Thank you, Jeremy. Mr. SS Rob is in for 1. Let me go to my non-Venmo people, which is usually Gandy and Dennis. Dennis in for 1. And Gandy is in for 2. Okay, I think that is everybody. Righty. Oh, you know what I just realized? I'm doing this, and I don't have the duck race thing up on my computer. Oh boy. Let me get that up here. Because I'm on a new computer, this thing has been giving me some fits. Alrighty, so give me 1 second here. Make sure I got this copied correctly. All right. So I had the app on my other computer, and this is from the website. So I don't like using this one as much as the other one. Alrighty, there's too many all the ads pop up, which freaking sucks. Alrighty, let me let's do this. Dennis wants to know if he can get the Dave pick of the samples. Well, Dennis, if you're the first one to win, you kind of have your pick. And if you win the second one, you get whatever's left, and maybe we can negotiate depending on what's in the second one. That works, okay? Alrighty, let me pull this over here. Right, alrighty. Sorry, everybody. Apologize, I'm not looking at the screen. Bad presentation. Righty. Let's see if I can. All right. Can everybody see that? I'm assuming they can. All right. So, whoop. Dang it. Scroll too fast. So we got Prescription Bourbon. He's in for 1. He had the free duck. Dave's in for 4. Jerry's in for 3. Ian, you're in for 2. Sandy, 2. Mike, Elijah Craig is in for 2. Frank, 2. William, 2. Cajun, 1. Dirks, 1. Rob, 1. Dennis, 1. Gandy, 2. I think if I missed you or I didn't get you, please type something in chat. I'll wait a couple seconds before I get this ready to roll. Righty. Sandy says, I want to be the duck with the long nose. Well, Sandy, it's random, so unfortunately we can't choose our ducks. If you could do that, that would be rigging the game, right? We don't want to rig the game. Righty. All right. I don't see anybody putting in chat. I think we're good. I don't want to belabor this any more than what I'm already doing. We do set. Oop. I think my wife just got home, so it might get a little loud and crazy. Oh, I hear it. Hopefully you guys don't hear that. So I'm going to shuffle 5 times. All righty. Good luck to everyone. And then I'm going to, oops, put this back in here for everybody who wants to continue on our evening. There's the Google Meets. I'm going to try to put it into the description of the video as well. So it'll be there. If anybody wants to join later, that's done. We're down to 19 seconds. This is where all the fun and action starts now. Righty. 10 seconds left. Ian, you're in a bad spot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is Prescription Bourbon going to come in and win one? Yeah. Righty. So DMC, I don't know if you're still here, but I will try to get a hold of you. And we can get these samples over to you. So if you're still here, let me know which ones you would like. If not, we are just going to do the way it was set up, where it is, you'll get that first sample, which is the McBrayer, the Bull Run, and the Tumbling Dice. All right. I think that's the first time someone who's gotten a free duck has won. All right. I'm going to shuffle 3 more times. And we're going to start this bad boy. All righty. So as this runs, I do appreciate everybody choosing to hang out here on a Saturday night. I think there's 28 of you still in here and everything. So thank you again. I do appreciate it. I know you guys have a lot of different things you can do on a Saturday night, and I love the fact that you choose to come hang out with me and share some pours. So definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much. So we got 22 seconds left. We'll see who's going to win the second set of samples and see if we have to do some negotiations because, you know, people like tumbling dice. They don't like tumbling dice, you know. Let's see. Uh-oh. I see Dennis moving up. Dave V. It's going to be Dave again. Oh, my God. Dave V. Okay. All right, Dave. You won't get the tumbling dice. I'll send you. Well, we'll figure something out. We can talk in backstage. Congrats, Dave. God dang it. I can't believe you won again. Oh, my God. Well, yes. Everybody's saying rigged. Yes, 100%. Oh, my God. All righty. Well, Dave said he never wins. He always seems to win on my show. I tell you, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. So, all right, everybody. Again, thank you for hanging out with me here on a Saturday night. And for all you dads out there, happy Father's Day. Remember tomorrow, or actually 2 minutes now, we're Father's Day now. So happy Father's Day to all you dads out there, and the guys who don't have children but are influential in some people's lives. Cheers to you. And I'm going to have some tumbling dice right here, as I end always. This is the West Virginia Bourbon Guy, reminding you that pours are always best when they are shared with friends. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for being here. All right, I'm going to get the backstage started. I'm going to go up, say hello to my wife, and then I'll be back down. So thanks, everybody. See you later.